site. So there'd be a part of it at no cost. And then also we can provide them provide them the line of code to launch the video that they can add to their own website. And the businesses that are members of any of those associations would be represented there. If it was a business that was not one of those organizations that had the videos, we would remove their logo. So that's how we kind of organize that.
Andrea, what is the churn rate on those sponsorships? Are those annual contracts? Can they be shortened?
We do annual. We don't do shorter than a 1-year agreement with them. So, but yes, they can do annual, but they have the option of doing more. So if they want to just kind of buy a package up front for the full 3 years that we have the contract with the city, they can do that.
And then thank you. And then what access do we have to the analytics? View rate, sustained rate, click rate on other, how that works. I don't see that in the agreement. So what do we get to see?
You're right. It's not actually in our agreement, but yes, we provide all of the analytics to the city as to the videos, the video tour itself. So how many people click on the link. And then if you have, so for example, this, now granted, we're expanding that this year, which I'm really excited about because I have a lot of cities that have asked us and really want detailed data around what video topics they're clicking on so they can know what's really interesting people that are going to their website. The way it's set up now, and I don't know why this is, but like, for example, with Superior, because they have just the one link that opens it up versus Sun Prairie where you can click on which topic, this is just one standard views, the number of views, where Sun Prairie can be broken down. So depending on how that's linked to your website. But now what we've done is we're adding it in. So even if you do like a community video program, I forgot I'm not sharing my screen anymore. Even if you do just a one, like a text link or one, instead of having that larger display link like Sun Prairie had, you'll be able to view how many overall views the video link has received, and then a breakdown of exactly how many views each video chapter or topic received. And is that, but yes, all that data is provided.
Is that the depth of the data, or do we get a dashboard that then shows us zip codes and?
It does. I don't zip codes. Does show IP address. So like I know that the city of where they're clicking, where they're from.
Okay.
I don't know about
that would be the same. Okay.
So yes, I know we do that. Yes, that is provided.
Thank you, Andrew. Any other questions? Otherwise, we'd be looking for a motion.
I'll move to approve.
Got a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Andrea, welcome to the greatest city in the Midwest. Or what our vision is, the premier city on the Great Lakes. And we're pretty darn friendly.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you.
I can't wait to see more. That's fantastic. Well, thank you. I'm excited to work with you. I'll make that adjustment to the agreement and for 5 videos versus the 4, and I can send that over.
Yeah, you glitched there. We heard 50 videos, so thank you. All right. Have a good night.
That'll be a lot more work. I don't know about that on your end as well, I think.
All right. So we're going to move on to 10E then. Thank you, Andrea. Consideration and possible action on a fifth amendment to redevelopment agreement on 324 Lake Street. Should the Common Council approve the Fifth Amendment to the redevelopment agreement to extend the fish cleaning station deadline to April 1st, 2022, the staff recommendation is to do so, and there's a suggested motion. Mr. Brown.
Not much to add here, Mr. Mayor. So just to clarify, the fish cleaning station deadline would be from April 1st of this year to May 27th, so pushing it out 8 weeks. And again, this is to accommodate supply chain issues that the developer is having with acquiring different equipment, et cetera, to get this completed. So with that, I would be happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, Ian McCain from Ansay Development Corporation is here as well.
We'll still have the South Fish Cleaning Station open, so there'll still be one available, even if we've pushed the date back on this.
Yep, over by Ewing and the bike trail.
Thank you.
Would there be a motion then to accept the agreement?
This is beyond your control, so I move to approve.
Is there a second? Moved and seconded. Any questions or concerns about the motion?
Just
Alderman Tierney?
was also just going to mention, I think Rob mentioned that there was also some other things beyond the, didn't you say that the sewer or was in much worse shape than was expected?
No, well, the water main runs
The water main,
underneath it, and so it took us like 3 weeks to get that identified.
I think we've also identified some opportunities for improvement as we're working on projects like this, so. Okay, we appreciate everyone's flexibility. So there's a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, hearing none. Thank you. Please thank everybody on your team, and thanks for hanging out all night. All right. All right, consideration and possible action on the Coyote Nuisance Management and Response Plan. The issue is the visible presence of coyotes is becoming more frequent in the city. Staff recommendation is to adopt. The staff feels it's necessary to develop a response plan that promotes coexistence through education. There's a recommended motion, but John Crane, you're up with Mr. Brown.
Okay, I also have Eric Kilberg from, he's our Southeastern Wisconsin wildlife biologist. He'll be joining in on Zoom. But the issue that has come forward, and as we've seen, just with the expansion of the city and the continued expansion that we will have as we talk about all these new developments, is the presence of coyotes. Generally, coyotes are nocturnal, but they are also diurnal, meaning you'll see them in the daytime. They've kind of shifted to nocturnal because of the presence of people, meaning they are afraid of people. So the big thing with what we want to do here is a couple of parts to this. Is on the management plan, we want to make people aware that coyotes are present with us and what is the best way to handle being around them. Some of the biggest things that people need to understand is there's not a real practical way to remove them. They've tried several times in different cities, culling programs, and what ends up happening is because coyotes are opportunistic animals, is they will come back stronger. Females will put out more pups, and they will just fill a vacuum for those voids if you do try culling them. In the rare instance that there is an incident, I know this kind of came to light with the incident down at Rotary Park. I believe that was an isolated incident. The coyote was sick. For future reasons on trying to figure out what that reason was, I think it's important that we get that animal tested. I wasn't aware of that incident until later on, but for future, this will help us. The biggest thing is it's going to give us measurable data to how many incidents we do have. Sightings we're going to see more sightings. We have developments coming up on the north end of town. You look at the layout of our city, we have to the north, to the south, to the west is all prime habitat for coyotes. You start up at Birchwood Hills and you work your way all the way down through that corridor along Valley Creek is excellent habitat for them. Saw Creek is excellent habitat for them. There's several acres in that area that they will live and thrive. What we want to do is make residents aware, let's not make opportunities for them. And it's really simple sanitation of your yard, that you're not keeping pet food out, trash. Some of the things that we're going to start doing to get a little bit more proactive on it, Upper Lake Park, we had another incident where it was more of a sighting, but as was told to me, the coyote did circle around possibility playground and take something out of the trash and take off. We have right now almost 40 garbage cans up there, which I think is excessive. If you go through, a lot of the times when I talk with staff, the seasonal staff, of how often those trash cans are actually full is is light. I did purchase some animal-proof locking garbage cans that we will place throughout and reduce the number. They're a little bit larger can, but they are locking. I think this will help. We do have, to give you an idea, I mean, even with the summer when we have pavilions rented out and parties, it doesn't always, everything doesn't make it to the trash. And I haven't had any sightings from any of the staff cleaning up trash in the morning. So I know they're out there, but it's more of education of how are we going to live with them. And to give you an idea, I talked with Tony Young, our game warden. He said over the past 10 years, he's received hundreds of calls from people about coyote sighting and coming into their yard. And he's always said, I ask them, what did you do? And they yell or throw their arms up and it takes off. And he says, put my number on speed dial and call me back when it returns. And he hasn't had a call back yet. To give you an idea that coyotes are afraid of us, if they do come close to you, there's a problem with the coyote. And we do need to be aware of that, which is part of this response plan. And as I said, this really is an educational piece. We will have incident report forms available online. They will also be available at City Hall. They can be done through the JOT form, similar to how I get calls in for tree responses. And this will really give us just a better tool to work with what we actually have going on. If we're having just sightings happening all over the city, that's I don't know, how much we need to worry, but if there is a incident where a coyote has become unafraid of people, then it's something we need to address, and we'll take those levels to address that. I can also have, I don't know, is Eric zoomed in? Yep. Okay, we can bring Eric on. This is Eric Kilberg. He's our wildlife biologist, working out of Pike Lake.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
It's a little rough.
Can you hear me?
You in a helicopter? Yes, we can hear you. You might want to turn your volume down on your end, or we will. You're up.
How's that?
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I would just echo everything John said there. I think based on what I've heard so far, the position you're in it's not unusual, and it's probably about as good as you can hope for. People are surprised to find how common urban coyotes are. They make themselves very comfortable in our urban areas. It's really a location for them. We've got plenty of food. Urban in the wintertime are often
Hey, Eric.
slightly warmer.
Eric,
Yeah, can you hear me?
Are you on your speakerphone?
I am on a headset.
Okay, it's breaking up a little bit on us on this end, so I don't know if you're
Right.
Bluetooth or something, but it's not good.
All right. Try to unplug the headset and just go through the computer. You still hear me?
Yeah,
Is that any better?
a little, but not much.
Okay. See, would you rather have me call in?
No, I think
keep going for
yeah,
what
keep
you
going.
got.
If you have anything other significant to add, now would be the time, and then
Okay. Yeah, I really don't have anything significant. I think I read through the draft plan that was put together, and that captures the advice that I would give you. I think right now, you should really probably focus on educating people to avoid feeding coyotes and avoid indirectly feeding coyotes, just keeping pets leashed, and then educating the public to haze coyotes when they do see them.
thank you for that, Eric.
Sure.
Any questions for John or Eric? I appreciate this plan. So Jeannie Lord from Pineview contacted me because up in Fredonia, and she shared the exact same pieces that you guys put in here. They will do community programs. And one thing that, John, when I read the report that you and Tony had put together that I would ask for consideration, I recognize it may take some resources, but when you travel out west into national park areas and like, kind of the outback, when you're in Colorado, et cetera, at trailheads and parks, there's very clear little opportunity to educate, like if you see a coyote, this is what you do. If you see a bear, don't drop your pack, just make a lot of noise and go, and everybody drops their pack and runs.
Right.
That's what the bear wants. But I mean, if there's any opportunity for us to put signage, even just at the trailheads, on the bike path,
I agree
et
with you,
cetera.
and I think what I was also thinking what might help is just signage, maybe like around Possibility Playground, that will help people understand the importance of cleaning trash up, what it can cause. If they're leaving it out, then you're leading to that. So we could tie that into a sign.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be great, because we have the same issue with deer where you've got people, you can walk on the bike path in the morning, you walk right up to a deer.
Right.
And at the wrong time of the year, that's going to be dangerous. So, or the wrong deer, right? So, I mean, any type of signage we can do to increase that
Yeah.
education piece, and that'd be great.
Yeah, I think, Valley Creek along the bike path, Upper Lake Park, maybe Birchwood Hills, we could place some signs that would be effective.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be an issue at Kolbach, or if it becomes one,
Then we'll
then,
know.
yeah, maybe we will. Then our little ice skating rink up there someday can be the Urban Coyote Ice Skating Hockey Team or something. Okay, so we're looking for then a motion to approve the Coyote Nuisance Management Plan or to accept the staff recommendation.
I move to approve.
It's moved and seconded. Any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Our next agenda item is 10F. Mr. Benning, you are up if you'd like.
So wanted to bring an update to this body on some of the activities that Diversity and Inclusion Committee has worked on and accomplished over the past year. So I'll just run through the list real quick and then open up for questions from there. So the team drafted and submitted to this body the community unity statement that was adopted early in 2021. And then thank you to Kylie, created some graphics and she has produced posters and electronic versions that are now posted around all of our city facilities, highlighting the community unity statement, and we're making that available in various other media. We participated, as did all of our staff, in video training, how we got there, the hidden history of diversity in America, and unconscious bias. Can you see our own blind spots? I think that was very well received, and I know that a lot of our leaders within the organization have had discussion sessions with their staff in their staff meetings and other areas like that. We put together a letter of support for the grant that the library got and used last year in some of their training sessions and discussion sessions and things like that. We also met with Port Washington School District staff to talk about their diversity and inclusion initiatives, as well as we met with the leader of their Multicultural Advisory Council and shared with them both back and forth what their plans were going forwards and what we were doing within the city operations. Provided input to the city administrator on the new website. Anxious to see that coming out in the next week or so. I didn't want to say a date. That's been a long time coming. It's just a tremendous amount of work, but there's a lot of things that I think are going to allow us to do things, not just for diversity and inclusion, but for the city as well. And then we met with the Main Street organization as they're doing strategic planning and talking about what their focus and activities in the diversity and inclusion area are going to be. We ran into some challenges late last year between the mayor, myself, and the city administrator, just not having the time and not having a staff person assigned to the group. So we've had to kind of go on hiatus until we can get the HR director on board, who will be our staff support person going forward. So we haven't met for the last couple of months, and really it's getting a staff person on board to put together the agendas like we do with every other committee and board and commission within the city organization. So we're anxious for that individual to come on board. I think we're looking at late April, early May to have them on board, and then be able to ramp this activities back up and again, get back to some of the goals, and we'll probably review some of the goals and bring them back to this body that we had for that commission at that time when we have a staff person on board. So with that, questions or feedback, comments?
Mr. Benning, thank you very much for your leadership on that. The only thing I would say is that likely would bring the resolution back to council to review the learnings from the last year and look at the structure of it all and the appointments and, how many people are a part of that. There's great passion around in the community, so we need to adopt. Okay. Then the final item of the evening for action is to approve the city administrator's employment agreement. The recommendation out of council is to approve that. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or concerns about the motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Mr. Brown, we were very grateful for your service to our city. All right, I will be quick. Under mayor's updates, I just want to, this is very fast, just share I was a little tardy this evening, and I appreciate Council President Benning taking the gavel for me. I'm just really proud of the fact that the city, when Dan and I first met last year, this time of the year, we're sitting in the council chambers talking about whoever you elect. We really, really want to make sure that the city becomes strategic. And really in the last 11 months, every community organization is following the city's lead. Tonight I was working on another strategic plan within the city. They thought, well, you don't have to be at the council meeting. We'll just do ours at 6:30. So it was fantastic to see everything from nonprofits to for-profits to the churches, religious sector groups, all aligning with their strategic plans and really asking for, okay, so what's the city doing and how can we do that? So many of them following our lead, putting together dashboards and key performance indicators, their assets, benefits, and deficits there, and doing SWOT analysis. So it's just an exciting time again to be in Port Washington. Our Renaissance is going pretty well, so thank you for that. And the only other thing is, Mr. Tierney, I want to wish you a great holiday this Thursday. We're sure that it'll be fantastic for you. So
I'm Irish all year round. I have to watch out for the amateur Irish.
the amateur Irish. I'm going to remember that one. All right. So with that, then I'm going to stop talking about those things. But the last thing here would be any other public comments or appearances. All right. Seeing none, then I would be looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved and second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All right. This meeting is adjourned. Go Pirates. Good luck, Irish.